Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Watch the JHS Bass Fishing Team live on Main Street TV Facebook and Total Media YouTube on Saturday.
Here we have the big bass, another over 15 inches.
And this stream is brought to you by Clark Law Office, Iron City Pipe and Supply, Raccoon Creek Outfitters, Coad, Hothead Burritos, Honda Suzuki Polaris Can-Am of Jackson, Search, Mike's Bait and Tackle, Brown Brothers Lube and Oil, Village Haircutters Barbershop, and Mayhew Brown Funeral Home.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show. I thought you said you were going to sit up.
I am sitting up. What do you mean?
Welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where I have three very special, well, four actually, but we didn't have room for the fourth. Very special guests here in the studio today, and you all are from CLA. So welcome. And CLA stands for?
Christian Life Academy.
Very, very good. And so tell everybody who you are, and then we'll get to why you're here, because it's a really cool event.
I'm Clayton Jordan, and I'm in 10th grade.
I'm Casey Canner, and I'm in 10th grade.
I'm Jonathan Jordan, and I'm in 8th grade.
Okay, and are you guys friends, or you just got suckered into coming here?
I don't know. I don't think I quite know these guys quite well. I mean,
he's my brother, and then he's my friend, so.
So there's a little tie there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome. And so tell us, have you gone to CLA for a long time?
About 4 years.
Okay.
So.
And how did you end up going there versus like a public school?
I don't know. I just like it a lot better than public school.
Okay.
It's
fair enough.
It's just nice there, I guess.
Okay, that's fair.
I've gone there for about 7 years, and I don't know. Public school just kind of sucked, like, a lot.
I got you.
They
didn't,
really bad.
And they haven't kicked you out yet, so you're going to stay, right?
I guess, yeah.
How about you, brother?
I've been there for 4 years, and
He goes there because I'm there. Yeah, basically.
You told him what to do, huh?
Yeah, basically.
He got roped into it.
Love that. All right, so you guys were telling me off the air, and teacher over. What's your name? Rebecca Conley. She's here, and so we were talking about the fact that you all, of course, do the normal coursework at CLA, but then do we go by Mrs. Conley? Yes. Mrs. Conley said that she taught an elective class, which kind of brings us to why you're here today. So tell us a little bit about that.
Basically, it was history of the automobile. We kind of just went over, like, classic cars and car history and, like, the start of the Henry Ford, how he did what is it?
Lincoln Highway. He, like, helped with the Lincoln Highway, and he made the Model T and stuff like that.
And the assembly line and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, I don't even remember how it happened. We just thought of the idea of a car show, and we just kind of all pieced it together, and now we're here.
Which brings us to why you're here, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about, so you all just were sitting around in class and got the bright idea to have a car show. I mean, do y'all understand, did you know what all was involved before you had your bright idea?
Nope.
I had a feeling you got yourselves into something, didn't you?
Well, let's see. There's only, what is it, like 5 or 6 of us that are actually willing to do this, and the other ones just kind of like backed off and was like, we're done. So
Which makes it even more difficult.
yeah,
You know, there's been people doing car shows for a whole lot of years that still have trouble doing car
Yeah.
shows. So I commend you on your bravery and your enthusiasm on putting on this car show. So tell us a little bit about when it is, what's it called, that kind of thing.
It's on Saturday, May 4th, and it
Like this
is-
Saturday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this Saturday.
Like 2 days from now.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Or 2 days from now.
2 days,
Yeah.
yes. It's called what is it? The first annual
Yeah.
Good Shepherd Westland CLA car show. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So
All right. So tell us what's going to happen.
Um,
Hopefully, good things.
yeah, hopefully.
hopefully, you get people to just sign up and then show up at Manpower Park at like, what is it, 9 a.m. with decent looking cars or really good looking cars, and then just
There will be
Win prizes.
food and a bunch of other stuff.
Are you cooking?
No, I'm not.
No.
No, I can't cook.
sure you can. So what if it's
Everyone can
burnt?
cook.
If it's a little crispy, they'll eat it.
They'll eat they'll eat toast the whole day.
They'll eat
So-
toast. Yeah, I can cook toast too. I feel you. So tell us about the food. What are you? So you're not cooking, so you can come out and eat then.
Yeah, yeah. There will be, isn't it?
Legends Pit.
Oh,
Yeah,
Legends,
Legends
Pit
Pit.
Stop will be there. So a food truck. So you're not responsible for the food.
No, I'm
huh?
not responsible.
Just hiring the food truck.
Yes,
huh?
yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a fair
Yeah.
deal. So they have what, burgers and deep fried Oreos. All right.
They have a lot of stuff. I've never really tried it, but I don't know if you have. I heard it's good.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
heard
had
it's
it.
really
good
good.
things
So
about it. So, and this is at Manpower Park. It's not at CLA or
no,
the church. It's at Manpower Park.
yes,
So beautiful, beautiful venue. Weather's looking good. It's going to be warm, so that's a good thing.
yes.
So registration is at, you said 9?
I mean, there's
yes, it's
yeah,
9.
it's at 9. There's also like
It's
it's 9 to 3.
9 to 3.
That's-
It ends at 3, and I'm pretty sure at 2:30 we're giving out all the plaques and trophies for best car and best year, like, isn't it? Yeah, best Ford,
Best Chevy.
best Chevy,
Okay.
and isn't it $10 to register? Yeah, it's $10.
All right, $10 to register. Are there any rules?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, we
Fire
need a fire
extinguisher.
You know that?
extinguisher.
No, I did not
No,
know
I did
that.
not know that.
They do need a fire extinguisher, but if you show your car, you know this. Okay, so anybody welcome?
Yes. Yes. Anybody's welcome. You just
Pretty
have to pay
sure-
$10 if you want to show your car.
Yeah.
So
It's free unless you want to show your car, and then it's
you can just walk around and just look at the cars and
You can eat.
yeah,
mhm.
have a good time. Yep.
Yeah,
Toast.
eat toast,
Dude,
buttered toast,
if
everyone.
you don't bring your toaster, I'm gonna be really disappointed now. Well, very good. And what is this? So proceeds are gonna go to what? What's the point of
the
this?
school.
The school, yes.
So you're raising money for the school. And tell us about some of the fun stuff you've done this year. Have you gone on any field trips or anything like that?
We went to
I didn't go.
oh yeah, you didn't. We went to the Holocaust and Pompeii exhibits this year in Cincinnati. And we got
Okay.
to see the eclipse there, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, all we did was just walk outside and we just looked in the sky.
Yeah.
So
Everyone went blind that day.
Yep.
Yeah, you did put glasses on,
We
right?
did put glasses on, yes.
Since your retinas are still attached,
Yes.
I'm assuming that you all were safe about it.
Yeah, John.
Okay,
say
John,
it,
tell
say
us
it, John.
about what you did.
Basically, we walked around and
Where?
at the Air Force Museum in, I think
Dayton.
it was Dayton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just learned more about planes and how they're built and different like mechanisms and stuff.
That's awesome. So, what do you guys want to do in the future? Do you know?
Oh, I do. I'm next year. I'm going to Buckeye Hills for auto mechanicry.
Okay.
So hopefully I get into that. One of my dad's friends also was just like, yeah, once he comes out, just send him over here. It's like a whole different state, but it's fine.
Hey, that's just geography. What about you?
I don't really know yet what I want to do, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. And the year's
think
coming.
will. Yeah, so you guys are sophomores, so you're going into your junior year then.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. What about you?
I have no idea.
No clue. It's okay. It's early. You don't have to. Don't stress out about it. So who's your favorite teacher?
Mr. Moore. Shout out to you, Mr. Moore.
That's
You
so-
specifically. I know you're not at school right now. I don't care. But
You're supposed to suck up to the one that brought you here.
no.
Does she make you behave and stuff?
I mean, we don't really have her, so.
Oh.
We had her earlier in the year for the history of the automobile, and then
Okay.
every once in a while for a meeting for the car show.
So that's not a class.
He's
right now.
he's her teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so who's your favorite teacher?
Mr. Caldwell.
I'm sorry. They're just throwing you under the bus.
They don't have to pass either.
Well, that's true. She has not assigned grade cards yet, so we will remember that.
Well, sucks to
won't
be
we?
you, John. Our class isn't for a grade.
No, that's really cool. So what so is this the first year of the history of the automobile class?
Yes.
You think it will continue on?
Maybe. It might.
I'm sure if we get enough raises and money and stuff from this, then probably.
Yeah, I think that's really, really cool and could kind of maybe spark some interest in like being a mechanic or, something of that nature. So very good. All right. So car show this coming Saturday at Manpower Park. You can start registering at 9. And everybody just come out and support these guys.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, we'll be there.
You'll be there?
Yes.
Okay.
We're like
Be
the only
working, helping.
ones that want to work. So.
Are you going to drive cars around?
Yeah, John.
Illegally, basically.
Probably not.
No, okay. So here's a funny thing. My dad used to have he used to show cars, and he used to have this 55 T-Bird, and I was the only one that could fit in it to drive it. So he would make me drive it from the garage uptown to Manpower to park it because nobody could fit in it. It
Jeez.
was because it's so tiny.
Oh my gosh.
So we could have put John in that.
Yeah, John. I'm gonna shove you in a car.
You don't need a license. It's fine. No worries.
Just don't get pulled over.
Yeah, just don't do anything to get pulled over.
Yep.
All right. Well, guys, is there anything else that you want to tell our viewers while you're here?
Well, we do have one kid that is in 11th grade. I know stuff can't get added in, sadly. 11th grade, and it's his birthday today. So
18th birthday.
yeah, he's old.
Yes.
Well, throw him under the bus. Who is it?
Matthew Boggs.
Yeah,
Yes. 18th birthday today.
yeah.
Matthew, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then on Saturday, you can come see, again, can't add stuff in, sadly, but Alexander Occidental, he'll be 16 on
yes.
Saturday.
He'll be turning 16 on Saturday during the car show.
Yeah.
So,
We'll be punching him 16 times
yes.
for his birthday.
Kicking him in the rear end 16
Yeah.
times. All of those things, huh?
Yes.
Awesome. If you don't, you have to put him up in the gazebo so everybody can see
Yes.
to do it.
We'll make a trophy of Alexander.
Yeah,
We'll start throwing flowers at him.
I love it. See, I'm sick and twisted just like you guys. It's fine. All right. Well, come on out to the car show, support these guys, and support the school because they do great things out at CLA and they enjoy it. So, well, thank you so much for stopping by. We greatly appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Of course. It's our pleasure. All right. Well, next up here on the show, we have a video, right, Hayden? Hayden says we have a video, and it's featuring our governor, Mike DeWine, and some really, really good news for Benton County.
Benton County High School and a College Credit Plus student through the University of Rio Grande MacArthur Center. When our guidance counselors first spoke with us about the CCP program, I knew I wanted to capitalize on this opportunity, starting with my freshman year of high school. My first experience at the MacArthur Center was so crucial to my success. The faculty, the staff, were very welcoming and helped me ease all of those beginning nerves. Thanks to this initiative, I have been able to earn dual credits for my high school and my college classes. The CCP program allowed me to get a head start on my general education courses at the collegiate level at no cost to my family. Next year, I will graduate high school and I will receive an associate's degree and a 31 credit hour Spanish certificate through the University of Rio Grande. After graduating from Benton County High School, I plan on earning my Bachelor of Science in Nursing at the University of Rio Grande on main campus. Without the Rio Grande MacArthur Center, none of this would have been possible. And now it is my great honor to welcome and introduce our next speaker of this morning, Governor Mike DeWine.
Morning, everybody.
Morning. Morning.
How am I supposed to follow Jesse? Wow. Congratulations. Jesse, you did well. You don't look nervous up here at all. You've done this before. Oh, awesome. This is great. Well, great day, beautiful day. Great day to be in Benton County. Fran and I have come to Benton County many, many times over the years. She sends her regards to everybody. She's worked hard on the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. I know Benton County's doing well and signing up more kids. She's not here this morning because we have a daughter who's about ready to give birth to a baby any day. So Fran's on maternity watch, as she says. So she's staying close to home. This is first stop of the day to announce a series of grants throughout Appalachia. In March, maybe to give you a little history, we did a similar tour. We announced 28 projects aimed at increasing access to health care. This effort, the whole effort, really started about 2 years ago. We made a commitment to deliver long overdue comprehensive investments in our 32 Appalachian counties. We went to the General Assembly, and it was a big ask, and I was delighted when they said, yes, we will do this, and they were very, very excited about it. We have here, you'll hear in a few minutes from Representative Mark Johnson, as well as Senator Shane Wilkin. They've been real advocates for this, and they do a great job representing you in Columbus. The total bill allocated $500 million to the Department of Development's Appalachian Community Grant program. The goal of the program overall is to invest in our Appalachian communities, to reinvigorate local communities, rebuild our Appalachian economies, redevelop our Appalachian main streets and downtowns, and reignite the pioneer spirit of the people who helped build this great state. This investment, frankly, is long overdue, and we're glad to be able to get this done. So far, we've announced about $144 million funding support for projects throughout Appalachia. Today, we're announcing an additional $154 million. That will be in 30 separate projects in 12 counties. So the announcements today, $154 million, 30 projects, 12 separate counties. And the good news, of course, is that Benton County is one of those counties. Yes. That's why we're here. So let me start off. And we have two, actually, and we'll start with the first one. We are awarding close to $12 million in funding to build the new University of Rio Grande MacArthur Center, which will be constructed right here where we are standing. This facility will be a hub for healthcare, for community engagement, and for economic development. It will offer event and office space. And as well as that, it will offer after-hours healthcare and telehealth services from Holzer Health will also be available. So it's going to accomplish and do an awful lot of different things. Located right next to the high school, MacArthur Center will offer affordable higher education, including training for in-demand jobs like healthcare and advanced manufacturing. Our goal has been, since I became governor, that no matter where you live in the state of Ohio, wherever children grow up, they will have an opportunity to live up to their God-given potential. And I think the investment that we're talking about today, and specifically the Benton County investment in this facility, is really aimed at doing that. People like Jessica, allow them to grow and have the ultimate opportunity in education and have it close to home. We think that is vitally important. I think the MacArthur Center is going to make a huge difference. Let me introduce Rio Grande President Ryan Smith. I served with Ryan in the state legislature, or I was governor, he was in the legislature, he was in leadership. I can tell you we're very fortunate to have Ryan as the president.
Okay, we're back. Pete is here, and what an exciting announcement, and lots of exciting announcements yesterday from the governor's office.
Right. Well, we just heard, just a smidgen of the video yesterday, the live stream video that Red Thompson Jr. did. He and I were both up there to cover that, and I tell you what, it was truly a red letter day.
Yeah, sounds that way.
You're talking about this was a lot of the funding locally and in the area, near our local area, that is coming out of that Appalachian Community Grants Program. We've talked a whole lot about that. We didn't know where it would lead.
Sure.
And now we're starting to find out. But we're talking about, first of all, just generally, I have to say this, and we shouldn't lose sight of it, as we're all eager to see, who gets the money and how it's going to be used. For the state of Ohio to throw out $500 million, because now you see the governor wanted to do this. Give credit to Mike DeWine
Absolutely
for this,
for knowing that we exist down here in Southern Ohio.
And he is Southern
which
Ohio,
is fantastic.
but he is Southwestern Ohio. He's out of Appalachia, Greene County, and like that. But he received a lot of credit there, justifiably, because it was his initiative. He wanted to see it happen. Because of his long public service, before he was governor, he was in the state legislature, he was lieutenant governor, he was senator.
Yes.
He has been perhaps the most visible governor in all that I've covered. Now I can't.
He's everywhere.
I can't document that, but I would be surprised if any other governor had been in this neck of the woods more than what he has. So it starts with him. Then the legislature. It's just not our area legislators. On the state as a whole, they can say, now, wait a second, $500 million, what am I getting out of this?
Correct.
So they went along with it because they realized, that there was a need for lots of different things down here.
Yes.
Here is the word that they keep using for the Appalachian Community Grants Program: transformative.
Transformative.
Right. They wanted to fund things, and people wanted to, of course, all the local entities, whether it's public sector or private sector, trying to figure out what's transformative. What do we need to ask for? And
it means you need to see something cool.
Well, something
in my eyes, that's kind of what he was trying to say.
Right. Something that helps and will continue to help, that will make positive change.
Yes.
And it is hard to know what that is, and it's subjective on the decision makers what that is too. So you've got to realize that. But the main cornerstone of what was announced yesterday at the Cherry Lane Retail Center which is under development now. The Campbell's Market is there, which of course has been a transformative thing.
Definitely
Getting a
transformative.
grocery store
Yeah.
up there is just huge. But the next big building that they were talking about putting in there was a new branch of the University of Rio Grande Community College for Benton County. Now, there has been a MacArthur Center for a number of years, but it had been housed in the old Benton County High School there in
Not
MacArthur.
the best digs.
Well,
probably.
but they did have a place, and the Benton County Local School District made that happen. So kudos to them. They knew it would help their kids in Benton County. But Rio Grande has been committed to doing this for some time, but the money, it's always about the money.
It is.
Well, they got almost $12 million, a little less than $12 million. And I talked to Rio Grande President Ryan Smith yesterday, and he says that's going to be most of it. They had already started to squirrel money away for this, but
Nice.
they knew that they were going to need, a big grant
What
from
a
somewhere.
huge deal for Benton County to have their own college there.
Right, it
that
is.
is insane.
It is a big thing for the University of Rio Grande, and maybe even a bigger thing for Benton County, because education. I think that the decision makers decided that's transformative, because not only do you have education now, but it can lead to a better trained workforce.
Yes.
And also, when you put that campus up there, I mean, this is going to be a much bigger building than where they're in now. Well, actually, not a bigger building, but a bigger place.
Well, it will enable them to broaden their classrooms and their education load.
Right, exactly.
The scope of what they can teach and all.
Exactly. And, and it's just like when the new schools happened on the public side in Jackson and Benton counties, it gave you a new enthusiasm and new drive. When you're in a new place with great facilities and you're not in some older place that, doesn't excite you as much.
It's a pride thing, yeah.
That lacks some of the things that maybe richer areas have, or richer school districts. We got all those when they built all those new schools. So I think this could work the same way in Benton County. It's obviously a great recruitment thing for the University of Rio Grande. They're going to build a new center in Pike County as well.
Oh, wow.
Not sure about all the details there, but I think that is in the works. So there is already, of course, a Jackson Center that is out there on East Main Street.
Yes.
On the other side of where the Tri-City Theater is, which is a nice facility. They're going to get some money for that too, that I'm going to tell you about. So that's going to improve that. But this building, Jennifer, that Rio Grande is getting, they are going to try to get it on a fast track. They're talking about President Smith is, fingers crossed, because it's got to go through the process.
Sure.
You just can't snap your fingers and make it happen. A public project like this, grant funded with public money. But they would like ground to be broke by the end of the summer, and they want this new campus building opened to start the new school year in August 2025. So that is just a little bit more than a year away. You've been involved in building and renovation projects,
Wow.
and you know the hoops you have to go through. But obviously, to square up with the school year, the new college year,
Makes sense.
that's what they're shooting for. And I think that they had a lot of plans. They had all the architectural drawings up there. They had the pictures of what it's going to look like. So, a lot of preparatory work has already been done. There were some drawings and photos and that people could
I'm sure
see
they've
interior
gotten
and
the process
exterior.
started already. So
Right,
yeah, cool.
Right, they certainly do. And besides the college angle, the education angle, there's going to be other things in this building that are worth talking about. It was all about the education thing yesterday, Rio Grande and helping the Benton County students. But there will be in this building flexible spaces designed to accommodate classrooms, event venues, so the community can use some of that space. There's going to be office space through what they call community partners. There's going to be a big banquet room where big events can be held. Now, not only is that good for the community, some businesses, offices can go in there the way it sounds, but they're going to rent space in there, and that's going to be a revenue stream for the university and the community college, the way I understand it.
And it's also, Pete, let's be honest, it trickles down. It's a revenue stream for caterers. It's a revenue stream for people that rent tables and chairs and tablecloths. And, so on and so forth. I mean,
Mhm.
this is a great thing.
Right. And there is another big element too. Holzer Health System plans to address critical healthcare needs by providing after-hours healthcare and telemedicine services that promote student attendance and community well-being. So there's going to be, a lot of our rural counties are underserved medically, and Vinton County, frankly, is certainly near the top of the list there. This is going to be another medical facility. It sounds like something like an urgent care there that's going to be
Wonderful.
particularly after hours, where it's not so easy to find medical care
Sure.
if you're anywhere in this area, short of a hospital. So that is going to be part of it too. Holzer Health System will be a partner there, and there will be medical services there as well. And if you're unfamiliar with the geography, the Cherry Hill retail area, I'm not sure that's the formal name, but it's Cherry Hill Lane is where it is. The Conway family, donated some land, and now, they're trying to get community facilities, retail outlets, and all in there. It is just before you get to the Vinton County High School and Middle School campus. It's just it's within sight, within walking distance. So you've got these students that are at Vinton County High School, and the CCP program, where the college credit program, where high school kids. Did you have that when you were in school?
Well, evidently existed, but I didn't know anything about it.
Okay, well you're 90s, I'm 70s. I mean, that was a pipe dream.
Yeah.
In my day. Well, this will enhance that. I mean, it's happening now. It is, but you can walk from Vinton County High School right over to the college.
Pretty
seamless,
cool.
seamless.
Think
And
about that.
So that is going to, I think, increase the participation in the college credit program. They started off, just to underscore how this is going to help, they started the program, and there were various speakers. They started the program with a Vinton County High School junior, Jessica Wells. I don't know whether she was on this part of the video or not, but she was the first one to speak. And she is going to basically have an associate's degree from Rio Grande before she gets out of high school, because of all the CCP work that she has done and will do
So
before her high
cool.
school graduation. And so, talk about getting on a faster track.
Yeah.
And, of course, at Rio Grande, with the community college or whatever, it is so inexpensive to get that associate's degree or the start on something more, the bachelor's degree. It gets you started at least, and then you can figure out about the other 2 years, whether at Rio or somewhere else. But it is great for the University of Rio Grande. And, I talked about Governor DeWine, and I mean, he truly does have his heart in Appalachia. Yeah, I mean, I think he's proven that time and again. I don't care what your politics are. Governor DeWine always, he's always going to take heat from the Democrats because that's the way of the world.
Well, it
and he's
is.
going to take heat. He has taken heat from more conservative Republicans as well for some of his initiatives.
Yep.
But nobody can argue about his commitment to Appalachia. So I had to say that. Number two, President Ryan Smith has really been a transformative person
He
for the
has.
University of Rio Grande since he has come in as president. And I know it was unfortunate what happened to him at the state level, at the State House. He was Speaker of the House, and you know how politics works. He got outvoted there by Larry Householder, and we know what's happened with Larry Householder.
How'd that work out for you?
Right, and but Ryan Smith landed on his feet at the University
Yes,
of Rio
he
Grande,
did.
close to his Gallia County home, and he seems to be very excited about what's going there. And to have him push this thing, I know he had a whole lot to do also with lobbying for the money. Talk about someone who knows how to work with state government.
You're not
You know,
kidding.
you got Ryan Smith there. So that right up along with the governor, you've got to give a lot of credit to Ryan Smith. And a little bit behind the scenes, I know there's lots of others that I probably will leave people out, but another person you have to mention is Misty Napier. She is on the Vinton County Local School Board, a Vinton County resident. She is the director of the Vinton County Center now, and she will be, of course, at the new place. And she was as excited as anybody. So
I'll bet.
we're going to hear a whole lot more about that.
Super cool.
Red Thompson Jr. and I are both doing stories on that. So some coverage is already on our website, There were some other monies that were released as well we're going to tell you about, but I'm going to have Hayden roll some pictures.
Okay.
And we'll tell you about some of the other people that spoke and their important role. That, of course, on the left is Governor DeWine listening to University of Rio Grande Community College President Ryan Smith. Those were probably the two main speakers there. They had this right on the spot where that new
Love
Rio
that.
Grande Center is going to be.
So
$11.9 million, almost $12 million going into that. And, you know, all the maps and charts behind them for people who were there to see it. And a lot of public officials from Jackson and Vinton counties and other counties were there as well. So go ahead, Hayden, and roll the pictures. Okay, that is MacArthur Mayor Steve Hammond speaking. Obviously, great for MacArthur,
Yes.
the village of MacArthur, and all of Vinton County. So he was the speaker, kind of representing Vinton County public officials. That is Vinton County School Superintendent Rick Brooks, of course, Governor DeWine behind him. And Rick Brooks knows what a great thing this is going to be for the Vinton County local schools. And you've got to remember that Rio Grande had no place to go for a branch automatically when they came there. I don't even know how long it's been there, but according to Red Thompson Jr., I did not know this till he told me yesterday, the Vinton County schools not only provided space in the old Vinton County High School, but they gave it to them free.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, they knew that it would be worth that. And so Rick Brooks got to speak as well at yesterday's ceremony.
I know that guy.
How can we leave out on the right? that is the director of the governor's office of Appalachia, John Kerry. And I tell you what, he might have to be put up there with President Smith and Governor DeWine because you know what John Kerry has done for this area. Started out as mayor of Wellston early in his career, was in the state legislature, had top positions in the legislature, both as a state representative and then as a senator. Was at Shawnee State for a while, working to try to promote them at the state level. And now, of course, a very important position. And was he wrapped up in all this? You better believe it, behind the scenes as the director of the governor's office of Appalachia, providing information, direction, collaboration between state government and I'm sure all these local officials who want to figure out how to apply for money and get help. And he will continue to be involved in this. And of course, John Kerry still lives in Wellston. His wife, Lindley, is an administrator at the University of Rio Grande. And so both of those people, very important. And since you can see his face there, just to the right of John Kerry, to the left, as we're looking at the picture, that is Joe Wyant, who is the branch manager and a vice president with Ohio Valley Bank. He has been very active with the Jackson County Economic Development Partnership. He did not speak, but he was there, as was Sam Brady, the CEO and president of the Jackson County Economic Development Partnership. And that is Ryan Smith and, of course, Governor DeWine again, another shot of them. And there's Governor DeWine. He was the main speaker, and I tell you what, he says a lot in a few words. He's not a windbag, very, very friendly. I think when he goes to these events, he is as happy as the people that are getting the money.
I think so, yeah.
He really
He's
is
a good dude.
He really is, and he's the Energizer Bunny. I get the media advisories no matter where he's going. Of course, a lot of them don't pertain to local or even area events. But I mean, he is somewhere almost every day. Like today, I can tell you that he is up near Toledo at a place called McGee March for Ohio Birdwatching Day or something like that. So,
oh my God.
So I mean, yesterday, after he was in MacArthur, he was over at Chillicothe for other announcements for funding in that neck of the woods on these APG monies. And then that evening, he was in Columbus to promote movies being made in Ohio. So very
crazy. You know, the thing I think is interesting about Governor DeWine, and then I'll shut up about it, is the fact that I really do think that he puts business, the state, whatever, first. He has his own personal beliefs, but he puts what's best for the state first, aside from his personal beliefs, I think.
Right.
He's a bit more conservative than how he legislates.
Yeah, I
think that makes any sense.
I do, and I think he's service oriented. He's not a guy where, at least from what he says and press releases put out, he's not always, he doesn't never want to joust with anybody. He wants to do what he thinks is right. And like I say, I mean, he was smiling as much as anybody else yesterday. And I don't think he, as politicians go, I've got to watch what I say. I don't think he's egotistical either.
Doesn't seem to be.
No, he doesn't come off that way at all. Well, I'm going to tell you about some of the other money because there was lots of other money handed out.
To it.
Okay, the city of Jackson received nearly $4 million, $3.7 million for what is being called, and we're going to have to find out more particulars, but it's being called a downtown streetscape project. And this is in the words of what the Ohio Department of Development put out. It will complete revitalization efforts in Jackson's downtown district along Main and Broadway streets. These efforts include sidewalk enhancements through pedestrian accessibility, streetscapes, enhancements to the city's farmers market space, including a shelter house, and improvements to boost the downtown's capacity for community events. That gives you an idea, not a lot of particulars, but anyway, a lot of money being put into the downtown area for cosmetic things and also for events. And so you want to come downtown, and it helps the businesses and offices that are downtown.
That's the point.
And I think that there's
transformative, remember?
Right. There's a lot of downtown revitalization projects that I think are getting funded. There were others that were announced either here or at Chillicothe, where there was lots of things where the money is going to downtown type projects, whether it's the downtown streets and business districts or parks in the downtown area. Lots of money being directed that way. All right. Speaking of the University of Rio Grande, we have the Jackson Center out there on East Main Street. That building will get nearly $1.3 million, and it will renovate and furnish open garage space to house a new manufacturing and robotics training center. The Jackson Center will be focused on a partnership between the university and Ohio Means Job to bring training opportunities to support local industry employer needs. So once again, this is money that is being put into not only education, but really through linkage to local industries and manufacturing that will benefit by a workforce, a ready workforce by students who are learning these things in robotics or whatever.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't know the particulars, but that the big plants that are here, and so there could very well be a linkage.
Yep.
And of course, it will help the Jackson Center have more offerings. And Rio Grande, the University of Rio Grande and Rio Grande Community College is just down the road, not very far, but sometimes that makes a difference that you have a place you can go right in town.
Absolutely. Well, it's the same as, this Vinton County thing where the kids can walk next door and go to college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is.
You think about that.
That is. And, that's also going to be more activity there, more jobs. And as you mentioned earlier when we were talking, when something good happens, there's indirect benefit spinoff type things.
Yeah.
So it's just going to increase the activity. All right. In Wellston is getting $1.66 million for what is called a medical office building rehab. And that is going through the city. This is going to be a partnership between the Adena Health System and the Jackson County Economic Development Partnership. I know from a talk with Sam Brady not too long ago, he was prepping me a little bit. Now, he wasn't specific. He couldn't be because this money wasn't announced. But I know that Sam Brady and the JCEDP have their handprints all over this project as far as working to get the money and getting it on track. But it will oversee the renovation of a vacant building in Wellston. And even though it wasn't mentioned, we think it's the former Kroger building, that has been empty since Kroger closed its Wellston store. And it will house and expand Adena-based medical services to meet the growing healthcare demand in the community. And even though healthcare is always important, we know that if healthcare is an issue, there isn't enough of it. That may affect whether people want to live there, whether industry wants to come there, whether business wants to stay there. Quality of life, very important.
Absolutely.
Right, we know that. So Adina right now has a presence in Wellston. They have a clinic that operates out of the Community Action Building, the old junior high building there in Wellston. So this will be a not a new place, but a renovated place. I'm sure that will be fixed up to suit a medical office building.
Awesome.
So that's what's going in Wellston. Okay, up in the village of Zaleski, they are getting a lot of money, $3.6 million. And this is in northern Vinton County, near Lake Hope State Park, near the Moonville, which is becoming a big tourist place.
Yes.
And this project will enhance and insert trailheads from the village of Zaleski to the Moonville Rail Trail, the Zaleski State Forest, and Lake Hope State Park, which are all tourist attractions.
Yes.
We know from Moonville, even though I'll admit I've never been there yet, I want to go. It's not the most accessible place in the world.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yes.
Parking and getting back to it.
I've been there one time, and trust me, I was car sick by the time I got there.
Right. Well,
but it was cool.
One of these things we'll do, it's kind of like connecting Zaleski to this, and that will help, obviously, Zaleski grow and perhaps develop a little bit. But this will connect the community park at Zaleski to the Moonville Rail Trail. So I'm not sure what this will entail, but obviously maybe some way to get from there to Moonville easier, maybe a road. I'm not exactly sure, but that is going to happen too. They will also rehabilitate the community's downtown park, and the trails will provide access to also, I didn't know about this, prehistoric Native American mounds. So, there's mounds all over southeastern Ohio. Some of them, are in parks. We got Mound City over in Chillicothe. Yes. We've got mounds around Jackson where there's no park, but there are mounds there. Right. The historians know it. But this will take advantage and bring notoriety to a mound or mounds that is near Zaleski. And that will be another attraction to go along with Moonville and the State Forest and Lake Hope. And Lake Hope, remember, I'm told, draws 1 million visitors a year. That's kind of confounding, but
isn't that crazy?
It is, and of course it's all about the nature and the proximity to the Hocking Hills, which is said to be the #1 tourist attraction in the state of Ohio. All right, other money. The village of Oak Hill, and I think that this money is coming through through the Mad Dog Center for Welsh Studies. If not, I know they had a hand in it. They didn't make it clear who applied for the money. Could have been the village of Oak Hill, but they'll all benefit from it. $307,000 plus for the Welsh American Heritage Museum, which is one of the biggest Welsh museums in the country. It will make critical repairs to this historic facility in downtown Oak Hill. Work will include the reconstruction of the steeple, restoration and weatherization of the stained glass windows and 2 original front doors, also facade improvements and AD compliant installments at the entrance. So, obviously this used to be the old Welsh Congregational Church many years ago, and I'm sure that it still looks the same on the outside and on the inside. And this is to make it more tourist friendly and to update and improve some things. So it should not only help preserve the facility, but it will also, I think, facilitate visitors.
Yes.
And that will help. And, the Mad Dog Center for Welsh Studies, they oversee this, but, there's no paid staff or anything there. They have limited hours where, you can visit. I think they've just announced where they're going to have some summer hours, starting with the Festival of Flags that weekend, Memorial Day weekend. But this is a big... For a very important historical location that has historical significance, this is very good news for them too. And of course, by extension, the village of Oak Hill.
Absolutely.
Because remember, sooner or later, they're going to get that big acorn there.
I was going to say, it would have been nice to have this grant money for the world's largest acorn.
Right. I don't know whether they tried to get money for that or not, but the truth is, they had collected all the money they needed. We're just now in the production phase.
It is. I was talking with someone the other day. It is still in production, just to let you know.
Right, it is going to happen, and we'll go over some other stuff really quickly, Jennifer, because we needed to talk about this because it's so important.
It is important.
We had the Supreme Court here last week.
Yes.
That was so big, and okay, we're going to go to the Supreme Court real quick.
I had to miss that.
We had to talk about this on the Supreme Court. That is a picture that I took at a luncheon after the Supreme Court's visit to Jackson Middle School, and students from Jackson, Oak Hill, Wellston, and Buckeye Hills were all there.
Yeah, that is so
So
cool.
this was big for the schools and big for the community, particularly the public officials and the criminal justice system. And this picture here that Hayden just put up is so cool, a keepsake picture that's going to be in our archives for sure. The local judges are on the front row. You've got
awesome.
probate juvenile judge Justin Skaggs, common pleas judge Chris Reagan, and Jackson County Municipal Court Judge Mark Music there on the right. And then across the back, those are the Supreme Court judges who came all the way to Jackson to do an actual session. You have Justices Joseph Dieters, Melody Stewart, and Patrick DeWine. Then you have Chief Justice Sharon Kennedy, and then Justices Michael Donnelly and Jennifer Bruner. The only justice not there was Patrick Fisher, and he actually participated in the court session via Zoom. So this was a great day for a criminal justice system. Just a week ago Wednesday, I know that's more than a week ago, but we haven't been on TV to acknowledge it.
I know.
So we wanted to do that. We had extensive coverage in last Saturday's paper on that if you want to go back and check it up. But that also was a great feel-good day for Jackson County as well, and everybody who made that happen locally and at the state level. So important. I think Chief Justice Sharon Kennedy feels really big about what they call the off-site court program.
Yes.
Once or twice a year, they're going to go to a local school district, try to involve more than one school district in that area, and it is a civics lesson, an actual civics lesson. They're just not there talking about it. They are actually doing a court session. I found it very interesting just as a coverage person.
Do you remember a case that they talked about?
They talked about there was three actual cases. The attorneys came from all over the state, but one had to do about a potential violation of the open meetings law by the Stark County Board of Elections when they were talking about buying voting equipment. All right.
Okay.
About they shouldn't have been in executive session, or it was all right to be in executive session when they talked about that. Then there was one about a proper charge for a young man who was charged with murder some time ago who's being retried on whether a charge should be carried over to the new trial or not. There was one on that. And then the third one was about another man who was older now, but he had some mental disabilities, but he committed a horrific crime, a murder. He was put in a state hospital, and now many years later, the attorneys in the state hospital are saying it is all right to put him in a managed care facility that is not as secure, and there were arguments there whether that should be done. So very interesting, very interesting cross-section of opinions and arguments and cases. The way it works, and I think this is the way most Supreme Court cases work, it's not like a jury trial where, you have it and then, the decision is made and they announce it. They listen to the arguments, they go back and they think about it, they maybe do some of their own research, and then they do written opinions.
Right.
Is
So
how
you
it
don't
works.
know exactly what they're thinking that day.
Right, and there's no set timeline on when those decisions will come out.
Sure.
But anyway, that was interesting to see. Of course, the Vinton County Wild Turkey Festival starts
Kicks
today.
off tonight.
Right, it starts off at 5 p.m. and the radio and the newspaper is going to be there, all week. Tonight there is a radio remote from 3 to 5 p.m. On WYRO 98.7 Vinton County. Red Thompson will be there for the opening as well. Do not forget, we want to particularly give credit to the royalty of the 2023 Wild Turkey Festival. Of course, the new royalty will not be picked and announced until Saturday night, but Lily Young is the queen. The first runner-up is Emily Leeming, and the second runner-up is Eliza Smith. Were they all here yesterday?
Emma was.
Emma was, okay. And then, of course, the Grand Marshal is Jeannie Willis, who is the owner-operator of Bud's One Stop. A lot of folks in Jackson County know her as well. So that's going to go through the whole week. We're going to have lots of coverage And of course, you know, the big time is always Saturday night. Have the grand parade, the announcement of the new queen and court.
Yep.
Entertainment all 4 nights, but Adam Calvert is the big attraction on Saturday night.
He's a cutie patootie too.
All right, I heard you say that. All right. Okay, we want to also acknowledge some other things real quickly. Going on today, this is the National Day of Prayer.
Today is?
Today is,
Oh,
and there
okay.
are things going on all day. Josie Rader sets up a lot of this, but there are lots of other people that are participating. There are National Day of Prayer events that are rotating around a lot of locations, downtown and elsewhere. It actually started at 6 a.m., believe it or not, and it will go through 9 p.m.
Wow.
And we have a schedule that's online, and it was in Wednesday's paper, but there will be different events at local businesses, offices, and locations that are themed with the National Day of Prayer. Some activity that may has to do with that business. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example so you kind of get the gist of it. At Michael's Ice Cream, there's going to be a bubble break at 4 p.m. Of course, they're known for their bubbles, but there's also going to be a worship session with Matthew Reinhardt.
Okay.
And Marty Jacobs, who we've had on TV
Love Marty.
before, he's going to be several different places at these events that go around the clock from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., almost all the way around the clock.
Sure.
Of course, the main National Day of Prayer event in Jackson is going to be at the YMCA at 7 o'clock. There's also one in Wellston at the Life Source Apostolic Church. That's the big church there as you're going into the fairgrounds, right off 93,
yep.
right? And then there's a National Day of Prayer event in Vinton County in front of the Vinton County Courthouse at noon.
Okay.
So we're going to try to get around to all those things.
We can't have a cross there, but we can have the day of prayer there. Okay.
Right. Well, unless somebody protests. So.
Sorry, just had to throw that one in.
No, well, I had even forgotten that. But anyway, so that's the National Day of Prayer. Also, downtown in Jackson this evening, kind of like happening at all the same time, is the sidewalk market. And I saw something online where there is, once again, a bunch of businesses and offices participating. There'll be vendors out on the street that aren't bricks and mortar, but they'll be downtown. I think there'll be some food trucks as well. And so a lot of activity downtown on the sidewalk market. Sometimes it has to do with the weather. Should have good weather tonight.
Should be nice.
Might have some rain coming a little later this weekend, unfortunately, but good weather tonight for the sidewalk market.
Very warm.
Okay, but because this is starting to be an in thing now, in Wellston, they're going to have something like the sidewalk market on Saturday. It's called Market Days. The Wellston Lions Club and event planners Linda Halley and Don Mullins are in on this. It's going to be this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in downtown Wellston. There's going to be local vendors set up along the streets. There was a registration period to sign up, but they're planning on doing this the first Saturday of each month through October.
Awesome.
But their very first one is this Saturday. So you might want to might want to check this out. And Wilson, they call that Market Days. Not to be outdone, I'm not sure who is behind this, but we did receive word on it. There is going to be an outdoor night market for vendors in Oak Hill this Saturday evening. It's going to be from
you can just hit them all.
5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Central Memorial Park. There'll be crafters, bakers, fitness people, self-care vendors, and food trucks. So all that happening in Oak Hill on Saturday evening. This is very important to talk about too, Jennifer. I want to mention this. We've talked about the Ladle of Love ministry. Christina Sexton Inbody is kind of the driving force there, and she does this through the Good Shepherd Wesleyan Church. But what they have always done is twice a month, in recent months anyway, they've done a free meal. You can go to the church and get it. It can be delivered. You can pick it up. Well, they're going to have to revise how they do things. They're not stopping, but they're going to revise how they do things, and it's going to kind of take effect immediately. We just heard about it this week, and we publicized it, and we want to mention it here.
Okay.
But the transition will take place during the month of May. This Saturday would normally be a meal day and a delivery day. That is being canceled this time. So there will be No meal or delivery this Saturday, May the 4th. The next one will be May the 18th. It's usually the first and third Saturday. So it will be operating on the 18th. Starting on June 1, that's when the changes kick in. They will be offering only emergency food boxes. The plan is to have 5 dinner meals in these boxes with items for breakfast and lunch. So a little bit different. You know, they're spreading out to where they're actually giving you more meals, but not having one big meal that they deliver. I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing that manpower may have something to do with this, not to mention finances. But the boxes can be delivered once ordered or picked up at the church, Good Shepherd Wesleyan Church. If you don't know where that is, just outside Jackson to the west there, 10595 Chillicothe Pike. CLA, if you're more familiar with that, is there in the same building. And so if you check online on the telegramnews.com, we've had it on the radio, we'll have it on the radio, and of course we just talked about it. We have it on Facebook as well, free on our website. You can check out what we've just reported about the Ladle of Love. The Ladle of Love is continuing, but it's changing. But very important bottom line, no meal service this Saturday.
Okay.
The next meal service will be the 18th, and then it's changing to emergency food boxes starting in June.
Okay.
So there you are.
All right. Well, Pete, thank you so much. Don't forget Wild Turkey Festival kicking off. We do have the schedule here. Tonight at 5 p.m., everything opens. And then at 6:30 tonight, the karaoke contest, of which Pete Wilson will be singing Oklahoma.
Oh gosh, don't do that. Don't do that to me. Do you realize how much talent comes out of those? True talent comes out of those karaoke contests.
Like crazy.
It's just you have all these people who think, well, I could have been a singer, and this is their chance. And they're usually enticed maybe by some prize money that's out there.
Yeah.
Or maybe just a need to put themselves out there and show what they got.
You're not kidding. So don't forget, get out to the Wild Turkey Festival tonight and have a good time.
Right.
Eat some fried cheese.
Right, exactly.
Love it. What's your favorite fair food?
Oh boy, probably one of the meat sandwiches, whatever it is. But you know, I could go down the row and order something from every one of them.
Yeah.
Every one of them. If there was a
picky.
if there was a mincemeat pie booth, I probably wouldn't stop there.
Probably not.
No.
Oh.
But anywhere else.
Yes.
Anywhere else.
I gotcha. All right. Well, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thanks, Pete, for coming in and filling us in on the latest and greatest. And we will be back here tomorrow on your Friday. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.